Hello class. Today we're going to discuss Chapter 5 and Chapter 5 deals with the liabilities of parties. When we speak of liabilities of parties, we refer to two types of liabilities and these are the primary liability and the secondary liability. Now, when you say that a person is primarily liable, what does it mean? According to Section 192, the person primarily liable on the instrument is the person who by the terms of the instrument is absolutely required to pay the same. All other parties are parties secondarily liable. So if you are the person primarily liable, you are the one absolutely required to pay the instrument. All other parties are parties secondarily liable. Okay, the secondary party undertakes to pay the instrument only after certain conditions have been fulfilled. So pag hindi nakasingil doon sa person primarily liable, the liability of party secondarily liable attaches. However, there are some protocols that you have to follow which you are going to study in the subsequent chapters. Now, before we proceed to the per section discussion of the liabilities of parties, let us enumerate para alam natin kung anong direction natin ba. So, who are these parties primarily liable? Number one, you have the maker of a promissory note. Number two, the acceptor of a bill of exchange. And number three, the certifier of a check. Take note, the acceptor is formerly the drawee. Kaya lang, pag in-accept niya ng instrument, he ceases to be a drawee and he becomes an acceptor. Person secondarily liable, the drawer of the bill and the endorser of the bill or the note. Okay, so these are the persons secondarily liable. Person who acquires no liability at all, the drawee, until he accepts the same. So pag hindi pa siya acceptor, wala siyang liability. Okay, please take note of that. Now, let us go to the liabilities of a maker. Actually, hindi siya liability, warranties and liabilities of a maker. And that is discussed in Section 60. Section 60. The maker of a negotiable instrument by making it engages that. Number one, he will pay the instrument according to its tenor. Number two, he admits the existence of the payee and the capacity of the payee to endorse. So these are his warranties and his liability. So number one, he will pay the instrument, the maker will pay the instrument. Number two, he admits the existence of the payee and the capacity of the payee to endorse. Take note that initially, when the instrument is issued by the maker, he gives it to the payee. But when the payee endorses it, the payee ceases to be a payee. He becomes an endorser. Okay, take note of that. Now, let us go to the liability of the drawer. The drawer, as what we've said, is a party secondarily liable. The drawer, by drawing the instrument, 1, admits the existence of the payee and the capacity of the payee to endorse. Number 2, he engages that on due presentment, the instrument will be accepted, paid, or both. Drawer ito Drawer gives the instrument to the payee. By giving the instrument to the payee, what is the purpose? For the payee to present it to the drawee, di ba? And for the drawee to accept it. Now, what are the warranties of the drawer? He admits na yung tao na binigyan niya, which is the payee, is existing and has the capacity to endorse the instrument. And if the payee presents it to the drawee will accept it, will pay it, or will do both, accept and pay. Okay, take note of that. That is the second dot. If number 3, if the instrument will be dishonored or it will not be paid, he undertakes to pay the same, of course, after certain protocol because his liability is secondary. Okay, please take note of that. Let us go to the third liability that is covered by Section 62. Liability of an acceptor. Sino ang acceptor? Dating drawee. But when he accepts the instrument, then he ceases to be a drawee. He becomes an acceptor. From no liability, he now becomes a person primarily liable. The acceptor, by accepting the instrument, he engages that he will pay it according to its tenor, the tenor of his acceptance. He will pay the instrument according to the tenor of his acceptance. That is his undertaking. that is his liability, and admits, letter A, ito yung warranties niya, the existence of the drawer, the genuineness of the signature of the drawer, and the capacity and the authority of the drawer to draw the instrument. And letter B, he admits the existence of the payee and the capacity of the payee to endorse. Okay? Again, the acceptor is a person primarily liable. Now, let us go to endorser. When can you say that a person is an endorser? So initially, sino nga ang first endorser? It is the payee. No? And once he endorses the instrument, he ceases to be a payee, he now becomes an endorser. But the holder, pwede siya holder, ma-elevate na naman siya, no, into an endorsee. No? An endorser, rather endorser. Now, when is a person deemed an endorser? A person placing his signature on the instrument other than the maker, drawer, or acceptor is deemed to be an endorser unless he clearly states or indicates by appropriate word his intention to be bound by different capacity. So, the signature appearing on the instrument that does not belong to the drawer, to the maker, or to the acceptor, it belongs automatically to the endorser. Okay? Liability of an irregular endorser. Sir, sino itong irregular endorser? Yung anomalous endorser, tawag din sometimes. Yung walang labot ba, walang pakialam sa instrument, tapos nagpirma-pirma lang siya. No? So if your signature appears on the instrument and hindi ma-ascertain as to what capacity your signature, the significance of your signature is, no? Other than siguro witness, other than maker, other than drawer, other than acceptor, then you will be liable as an endorser. Where a person not otherwise party to the, ito ang irregular endorser class. Where a person not otherwise a party to the instrument places thereon his signature in blank before delivery, he is liable as an endorser in accordance with the following rules. If the instrument is payable to the order of a third person, he is liable to the payee and to all subsequent parties. If the instrument is payable to the order of the maker or the drawer, he is payable to bearer. He is liable to all parties subsequent to the maker or the drawer. And if he signs for the accommodation of the payee, he is liable to all parties subsequent to the payee. So yan ang liability ng irregular endorser. Okay. Now, how will you negotiate? No? We have, di ba napag-aralan natin yan? You may negotiate either by endorsement and delivery if it is an order instrument, but if it is a bearer instrument, you just negotiate by mere delivery. Now, what is the effect? What is the warranty if you're negotiating by mere delivery? Because your signature does not appear on the instrument. Kung signature mo nag-appear sa instrument, then you are an endorser. And that is applicable for order instrument. But for bearer instrument, ito. Every person negotiating an instrument by delivery or by qualified endorsement warrants that, number one, the instrument is genuine in all respect what it purports to be. And number two, that he has a good title to it. And number three, that all prior parties have the capacity to contract and that he has no knowledge of any fact which would impair the validity of the instrument or will render it valueless. Ibig sabihin, may mga warranties din siya. Alright, I am delivering the instrument to you, pero these are my warranties and these are found in section 65. However, very important ha, third paragraph ba yan? 1, 2, 3. Third paragraph. But when the negotiation is by delivery only, the warranty extends in favor of no holder other than the immediate transferee. What does it mean? A transfers the instrument to B transfers the instrument to C. With respect to C, the immediate party is B. C is the remote party. Therefore, the warranties mentioned in 65 are warranties only of the immediate party and not warranties of the remote party. Please take note of that. Okay? Liability of a general endorser. Who is this general endorser? Yung nag-endorse ng instrument na walang qualification. No? Every endorser who endorses the instrument without qualification warrants to all subsequent holders in due course. Letter A, yung na-mention kanina na section ng 65, letter A, B, C. The instrument is at the time of his endorsement valid and subsisting. That if another warranty that if the same is not paid and proper protocols were done, then he will pay the instrument because an endorser is a party secondarily liable. Okay? Now, na-discuss na natin itong 67, yung nagpirma-pirma lang siya ba, no, sa instrument. Ano ang liability niya? Endorser. Okay, 68. Liability of an agent or broker. 69. Now, we have discussed this already actually. What is the liability of an agent? An agent has no liability so long as, letter A, he discloses his principal, he indicates as to what capacity he is signing the instrument, and he is acting within his authority. Therefore, it's the principal that is bound. If he is the agent of the endorser, then the warranties of the endorser doon sa principal niya, hindi doon sa agent. Okay? Or if he's an agent of the maker ang liable is not the agent so long as these three conditions or these three items na nandun siya. He discloses his principal. Number 1, number 2, he has the authority, and number 3, he indicates as to what capacity he is signing the instrument. Okay? So I think we're good with chapter 5. No? We're good with chapter 5. Next chapter, we're going to discuss chapter 6. And chapter 6 deals with presentment for payment. Okay, have a good day.